James, many congratulations. Season off and running here at the Masters. Just sum up how you're feeling after that one.
Yeah, I felt like I struggled like bugger. So, to win the game, it was great, and moved onwards and upwards.
You just looked at your averages up there and you were quite surprised how well you did play.
Yeah, very surprised. It felt like it was awful. I felt like I struggled. And I did struggle and it wasn't great, but I still averaged 98, so it's good.
You seem to have a bit of a glint in your eye and a smile again. You enjoying it?
I've been practicing. The first time since 2007. I've done 3 hours a day, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for 3 weeks. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 or 3. It feels like a long time, but I've been practicing for the first time in that would be 16 years. So I've said loads and loads of times I've practiced, but I'm full of rubbish, full of lies. What I do is I think, I'm going to practice, and then I do it for like 45 minutes to an hour for a day. I do 3 or 4 days, then I miss a bit out and think, I'll catch up the next day. But this time I've been a bit serious and I've been a bit different. In the next 24 months I want to smack a few of their bottoms, because a few of them have given me a lesson and they're not good enough to give me lessons.
What's brought on this change of mindset? Was it, like obviously say, like losing to people that you feel you should be beating, an early defeat of the world? Is that all culminated in this?
It's a big accumulation of the wrong answers. I shouldn't beat anyone, but I shouldn't lose consistently to certain players, and I've done that for a long time. And that's my own fault, because I've been lazy and people around me have been working harder. Like I say, tonight I felt like a fish out of water because I've been practicing so well. I got up there and every time it wasn't a 140, I was like, oh my God, I'm playing so bad. And I felt myself going hot and uncomfortable. But, I managed to get lucky enough to prevail through the game. And I was fortunately maybe not the better player, but the luckier player.
James, many congratulations. Thank you.
James, how important was it for you to hit the ground running tonight and really see that practice paying off straight away?
It wasn't. It really wasn't. I expect to put a good few months in before any results. Tonight's not really a result. It's, in my opinion, I should probably edge that game ordinary circumstances. But he's a great player. I was just really fortunate that he missed a few shots and I hit a few shots. But moving onwards, it's a nice cushion.
So you're really optimistic about the season ahead? Do you intend on playing on everything or managing your schedule a bit more?
I'm not optimistic. I'm quite lucky that I know what I'm capable of. I'm unfortunate and fortunate that other people write me off before I've been there and done it. So I just move onwards and upwards. And James Wade, when he's dedicated and serious, I believe is quite a good player. You've got a lot of players that put a lot of time in that I think I can achieve as much as.
This is actually your 20th season as a PDC player, so surely anyone would be foolish to write you off after so long at the top echelons of the game.
I don't know, I feel they all do. Not that they all do, but I feel a lot of people do. But I know what I'm capable of and I know what I can do. But talk's cheap, and dart players are full of cheap talk. Thank you.
James, is that all motivation for you to get back on the board, and where you see how it went at the World, it wasn't what you wanted? Is that motivation for you?
I'm self-motivated, and I'm a motivated dart player at the moment, which is different to how I have been for probably 18 months. So,
Where you are in the world rankings, you haven't been there for a long time. Where do you want to be in the next 12 months?
I believe I'll drop way lower than I am. But I also believe when I'm playing okay-ish, there's not a player in the top 10 that wants to play me. So, you pick your bones out of it, you pick what you want. I've also got a career outside of darts as well, which is just starting to take off and just starting to be or have some kind of momentum. So, there's more to James Wade just in darts. But James Wade in darts is quite dangerous and quite powerful at times, and I believe I'm as good as anyone in darts, but you can talk about it all day long unless you prove it. It's again, talk is cheap. Thank you.
like the old James Wade, and came through that really, really well. Is this a tournament you're looking to make a statement on after the disappointment of the Worlds?
You know, I go into every tournament thinking or knowing I'm good enough to win it. This tournament I've gone into knowing I've put work in enough to do some kind of damage. So, you know, I might lose next round, I might go on and win the whole tournament. But I know that it's the start of me not unturning any stones to get to the tournament. So I've turned over many stones. I've made sure everything's right. But until I start to show what I've practiced, talk is cheap. But yeah, I've worked harder at darts in the last month than I have done for 15, 16 years.
So tell us about that, because what have you changed in your routine that's making you work harder and making the difference in your progression again?
Rather than lying and saying I practice, I have actually practiced. I've practiced 3 hours a day for 4 days a week for the last 3 weeks. But you know, we'll see. And it's not a short-term fix. It's not something I believe is going to make a difference overnight. But I think if I stick at it, you know, there's a few players that won't want to play me.
The bookies had you about 65-1 at the start of this tournament. I think that's a little bit unfair.
I don't really care. I've cost them money in the past and I've cost them money in the future.
Brilliant, James. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers.